Welcome to the Ill Video Podcast, where bringing awareness to mental health is our primary focus. I'm your host, BJ McDole, and you're watching The Daily Dose. On this episode, I wanted to kind of reflect back on our first episode of The Daily Dose and the fact that it's been 20 days since I released or uploaded that video. And in the past 20 days, I've been trying to upload a second video, and this is basically going to lead us right into today's topic and more so what the daily dose is and will be going forward. So, with wanting to make the daily dose something that comes out 2, 3, maybe even 4 times a week, so you guys out there have some content, something to just watch, listen to, you know, maybe help provide you some insight to a challenge or some sort of situation that you're having to deal with, and also just the daily, real world stuff. And so that's where my struggle kind of came from, was trying to define what is the daily dose. And I started to set myself up for disappointment with these expectations on, can I shoot these videos at other locations, maybe outside, on the go? Is that going to work? What kind of problems will I face? So, setting these expectations of 3 to 4 days a week without really thinking through anything else. And then, you know, is this content going to be focused primarily or specifically on mental health? And how will I come up with this daily content every day or 3 to 4 times a week? Is this stuff going to need to be factual, backed by facts, quoting a Wikipedia page like I did, for example, there in the first episode of the Daily Dose. And so I was just thinking about that, reflecting on that, and here's some things that I kind of came from that and had that aha moment. With having the Ill Video podcast and then the Daily Dose, kind of a segment aside from the Ill Video podcast, I thought, why not take the opportunity to make the Daily Dose something unique, something different, something of its own. It doesn't have to follow the same path as, say, the Ill Communication video podcast. This can be something entirely different. So that was my first thought. Wow, cool. What could I do next? Or what's the next thoughts there? I realized that whenever I'm put in a situation or a conversation, or maybe even a presentation where my experience or my opinions, or even if it's an expertise or something that I'm passionate about, is cross-referenced with facts, maybe specifications, it begins to kind of skew the line for me in terms of like being able to just talk in a candid manner, and I become very tense and, I guess, in some sort of way get a little bit of anxiety, that feeling, that tight chest, and pressured to become more robotic for whatever reason that is. I really don't know. So when I just kind of enjoy, talk, and share those experiences and the things I've lived and know about, and have gone through, it's very easy for me, and it just seems to flow. It's not necessarily a right or wrong. It just is. So I started to lean more towards that idea as well. And the other part of that was the time. Like, what's a good time for a video that, you know, others, for example, you all out there, would prefer? And so I try to think about, okay, should it be a 5-minute video. Well, you can't really get a whole lot done unless it's very specific and it's just a message that hits home. So I was trying to figure out maybe if I could keep it rated 10 minutes, is that something that most would prefer, enjoy? Still not sure. Not really going to focus so much on the time as far as I am just the content, the experiences, and the the sharing of the topic, and just going over whatever it may be. So overall, I guess I'm kind of thinking out loud here with you guys today of what the daily dose will be going forward, and that's important to me for one, just to get it out there and you know it, hold myself accountable, um, to do these videos and to get them out so that they don't kind of get stuck in my mind or on my phone. I do have a few videos that I have recorded, but due to my expectations and trying to be very specific or just a perfectionist, I haven't uploaded them. And looking back, I was a little bit forced on the topics, and they weren't anything outside of the realm of what I would talk about here and now. It was really just expectations, and when you set yourself up for disappointment, having such a specific expectation, and those types of expectations and disappointments, what I found revolves around when I put those expectations on other people. You can't control other people, so how about you start focusing on yourself? And that's what kind of led me back around to where we are right now. And with wanting to put out content and then not doing it, of course, kind of made me look at myself in the mirror. And although I've been wanting to, put the foot to the pedal, just been busy throughout the day, and day goes by, and at the end of the day, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys out there know how that goes. It's just, I'll get to it tomorrow, and then tomorrow. Well, it just so happened to be that I was cutting my hair this afternoon. Yes, I do cut my own hair. So it's always similar to this, but in different variations, and maybe a little bit longer. It's really hard to predict, so I go into this haircutting scenario situation with really low expectations. Um, yep, that's the plan. Look forward to more Daily Dose episodes on a regular basis, at least 3 to 4 per week going forward. And content is going to vary. It's not going to necessarily be a textbook example of, let's say, anxiety, and then have some definitions, or any other type of specific illness. I want this to be more about daily life, things that we encounter, and some of the ways that we have found to be helpful to overcome whatever those things are that we run into. And there's plenty of them, and I've got plenty of experiences. Some of those things you work through and you put them in the past and you move forward, but they're always there to reference when you need to help someone else. So that's why they're there, and they're certainly available for reference. But I just want to touch base, let you know there's more coming. Also, I'm getting ready to head out of town early tomorrow morning with my wife. We're flying to Utah. I'm going to go do a 1-day driving course. It's something I've wanted to do now for over 6 years. And so I'm really excited. I'll get some pictures, hopefully get some videos, and I'm certainly going to post them up on the site or channel as well. So appreciate you watching. As always, thank you. And until next time, take care.